Go live.
Your voice sounds great. Oh, okay.
Oh,
There we
that's
go.
good. There we are.
Always good to hear from you. Yeah, no, okay. Excellent.
Okay. Where? Oh, that's right. We're here. What a fun time. All right.
Ah, right. The Dragonary.
All right. So let's get this started. Let's do this thing. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to You Have a Friend in Majula. It's me, Dia. I'm here with Derby, and we are joined, as always, our fabulous, special, wonderful, permanent co-host, Trevor Strunk. Trevor, say hi.
Hi, Dia. Hi, Derby. Hi, Dark Souls.
Hey,
it's good to be back.
Shout out to Dark Souls. It has been
Shout out to Dark Souls. It's a good game.
It's a good game. It's good to be back. I miss Dark Souls. We've been out because I've just had, big exhaustion from the depression because my dad dead. And Trevor, you've been all exhausted from work and being a dad and being all fucked up and in pain. And
yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, dude.
I'm getting a shot in my back on Monday, which is
are you getting
something I'm looking forward to.
Are you getting like a nerve
steroids.
block? Or, you're getting the corticosteroids? Yeah, bitches.
Yeah. I love that. That worked for about a year and a half. So I'm looking forward to hopefully that working again.
My mom used to like live for that shit. She'd be like, like 2 more months, baby, I get my next shot, and it was just like, isn't this eroding your knee? And she's like, yep, but I don't care because it's gonna make it better. For like 6 months.
If I get to that point, I think I might stop. But if I get to that point, I'm going to say, can you please just give me the surgery? I know there's a risk. Please just give it to me.
It's really funny because my whole life I've had really terrible like lower back pain, like right above like my on the left side of my hip. And then like it wasn't until I had I went to the hospital for my heart that I found out they were like, we're gonna do full body X-rays. And so they just X-rayed my whole body.
Did you get an MRI with your heart? Yeah.
They did that, but they did full body X-rays. And one of the things, and I didn't even realize this until like maybe a couple weeks ago, I checked. I went through like my chart and saw my results and everything like that, and I was like, I'm gonna read my notes, because I hadn't. And so I read all my notes, and one of the things I found out, I was like looking at this X-ray of my lumbar spine, and it's like my bottom lumbar vertebra is like fused, like it grew into my sacrum on like the left side, and it had this like little note about it, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And it's like everyone's like, oh yeah, this is like a major cause for like lower back pain. Blew out.
Wow.
I'm like, wait, I've had this pain since I was like a child, and like
that. Yeah, that's what a horrible revelation.
Yeah, it's just wild that like all this time. So let's see. I don't remember. Am I supposed to wear the king's ring or not wear the king's ring here?
I
don't remember.
I have no idea.
I think I keep it on, and then no one hassles me. Oh no, he wants to hassle me. That's
weird because like when you had it on, the other guards did not want to hassle you.
Yeah.
Is he not a guard? Am I to understand he's some sort of like?
These guys I think are different. There's a deal here where some of them are like hostile, but like a bunch of them aren't. And I think it might be.
And I think it's when you wear the king's ring.
I think it is.
Because they know that you can be they need to protect you.
Well, they need to protect themselves from you.
But they love the king.
I don't think these two do.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
this is a different place.
I guess clearly they do not love the king.
This is not the land of the king's dudes. Or, no.
Oh right, this is the.
Maybe these guys are just the ones. Oh Jesus, my God!
Wow.
He's
like, the guy in the corner bowed to you before you came in. Yo.
So it also helps that I'm not wielding my shorts correctly, and I forgot how to dual wield. It's been too long. It took way too much time off. This guy's armor is cool. This dude is a fucking Mac. Look at that.
I like this guy a lot. I like how slow he is. I like everything about him.
It's really good. When he took that one swing at us, it just like went past us. Like,
yeah.
He was just like.
Well, it was so telegraphed, but you're thinking the whole time you're seeing it, you're just like, if this hits me, I'm just gonna dissipate into several like shards.
Yeah.
Like, there's not gonna be anything left of me.
Oh, Jesus.
Whoa. Dude.
God damn.
Wow.
Big boy.
Dragon charm.
Okay, so they attack me. It's these guys. These guys don't fuck with me.
Yeah, he bowed to you, so
Yeah.
I think you're okay there.
But
You can go
these
look
guys
at
are
his
cool
armor.
because these guys are these dragon knights.
Oh, yeah, they look just like Ornstein.
Yeah, but they've got like kind of sicker armor. Oh, well, we got too close to him. You get a little cranky if you get too close.
Yeah, he doesn't like that.
Yeah,
He starts
he's like,
thinking, is this
"Don't-"
the king? The king never gets close to me.
What's this?
Ooh, okay.
I don't know. Fair Slapstone in my
Aw.
inventory.
What would it have done? Who knows?
So here we are. We're at the Dragon Shrine, which is off of the Dragonary. There's a Dragonary where the dragons make their roosts and lay their eggs. And
we didn't break any of those eggs, as I recall.
No,
we did a good job.
We were good because Derby, remember last time Derby became one with the dragons. Derby was like, Derby surveyed the land and saw that basically all of these kings and men were just assholes, and actually like finally met one of the last of the dragons and was like, you know what, I'm throwing in with you.
Yeah, you're cool.
Yeah, because she thought the idea of stasis was much better than this terrible cycle.
And I mean, she was right.
Yeah.
Anyone who says that's not the good ending is wrong. I know that that's kind of prescriptive of me, but I just don't care.
Yeah, no. There are wrong and right ways to be about Dark Souls.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
And let's relink the flame is the wrong way to be.
Oh, yep.
You snuff it out.
So these guys are kind of interesting because these are,
Oh. I hate mace guys so much.
Yeah, but those are such sick maces.
It really rules. Like, it's just so good to look at. I think all of them just give you a dragon charm. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah. It's interesting because like these little guys, they don't bother us, but the big boys,
no, they like you.
The big boys, they got some things to say.
Do you think the little guys are scared of the king?
I don't know. I'm not wearing the king ring anymore.
Oh, you're not wearing the king. I
No,
thought you
I'm
were.
not
I thought
wearing
that's
the
why
ring.
they didn't hurt you
No.
and why they bowed to you.
Yeah, no, I took it out because I was like, I think it makes them cranky, but no.
This is a really neat area.
It is.
I like all like the little walls and stuff. It feels like a different kind of game, sort of like almost like a corner shooter or something like that, where like there's just so many like little areas and places you can get trapped.
Yeah, and this is really interesting because we don't really do short ceilings like this in
never.
Dark Souls. So we come up this landing. This is an interesting stairwell too. Like this is, this like very kind of like rectilinear stairwell, where we have kind of the exposed stairwell off the landing and and these stucco walls. Dark Souls has incredible wall texturing. I really want like the artists of Dark Souls to make like this is someone's terrible finished basement, like with these like acoustic tile ceilings. And
No,
this
listen,
bad
my
stucco
basement
wall.
has the acoustic tile ceilings. Yeah, the drop ceiling. Yeah, that's it's like you can get up into there and get to the wiring or the piping.
Look, it's
and that's
important.
what this castle's about.
Yeah. That's exactly what this castle's all about.
Do you want to add a light switch in this castle? Well, you're in luck.
Like, but like I want them to do like a home designer, the From Software home designer game. But there's like I love
the hell out of that.
Right, but this really low ceiling that just like pops up into this big expansive skybox with all of these fucking dragons around. Good shit.
It's great because like it's just such skybox knowledge. Like FromSoft has such a good sense of skyboxes. We've talked about this a lot. But just like they know that they have a banger here, and they're like, let's make it even better by making them feel claustrophobic right beforehand.
Yeah. Well, that's Cathedral 101 design, right? Like it's
yes.
you have that fuck, I forgot the name of the entryway, but You have the dark narrow
The
tunnel.
narthex?
No,
No,
I
it's
think
not the narthex.
no, it's not the narthex.
It's yeah, God.
I used to know this.
Oh, hold on.
All of my medievalist professors are so furious with me right now.
Do they listen? Do they watch? Hello.
Mhm.
Cathedral hallway. What is it called? Cathedral hallway is called. No, I don't care that it's a hallway. Oh God. Let's see. Cathedral parts names. There we go. All right. It might be. Okay. There is the narthex, the nave, the transept, the crossing, the chevette, the ambulatory, the apse.
God, you're just listing off terms, and I'm just like, yeah.
Anything sounding? I think it's the nave.
I think
the
it's
nave.
the
I
nave.
think is. Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
what we're looking at here. Yeah.
But so it's it's quiet and dark. It primes you to one yourself be quiet and dark and just like, no, it's like, okay, this is a small enclosed space. Be quiet, be small, and humble yourself. And then you open up, you walk through, and you enter into the cathedral proper, and boom, the majesty of God has just like filled your soul.
Right.
And Dark Souls is totally From Software just used this on us. This is like, okay, we're quiet and dark,
And
then
good for them. They
come
did
up
it.
here and we're like, oh, and then we turn around and we go like, oh fuck, it's majesty, bitches.
I do think it's like we definitely people everywhere definitely undersell how much Dark Souls. I guess not like how much they traffic in like architecture and like architectural theory and stuff like that. Yeah, like they throw a lot at it. Like we see all sorts. We've talked about that a ton. Where like, okay, now it's like Grecian, and now it's like this other thing, and now it. But like, the fact that these seem like cathedrals that could exist on some level, or castles that could exist on some level, I think we don't talk enough about how that's like a huge selling point of this game.
Yeah, and like and they're all too happy to like mix very interesting art, like architectural styles together. Like these components do not go together. We do not like these. We have multiple different styles of architecture going here, which is interesting because on the one hand we could say, oh, maybe this was all built at different times, right? Like,
yeah.
But then it doesn't make sense because the styles that they're using, and like the structure, the way they kind of build out, well, it doesn't work. The styles,
Right.
We've got,
no, you're absolutely
we've got
right.
this Romanesque tower over here, and then we've got this Gothic cathedral in the center, but you don't build from the outside in like that. It
really is sort of like the enthusiast's architect. It's like someone who just like really loves learning about architecture, but is sort of a dilettante, and it's just like, let's put everything together, and it produces something cool as a result. I think there's something to be said for dilettantism in this way.
Yeah. No, like it's interesting because like it's what was it? Is it David Macaulay? Is that the guy who writes all who did he's the illustrator writer who does the the architecture books. He did the castles one that was really famous.
That sounds right. Yeah, that sounds right.
It's David Macaulay. But like he had the big book of this is the illustration, just very great architectural illustrations of castles and kind of the history of how castles are made and yeah. But
it reminds me a little bit of how obviously one is a little more trivial than the other in terms of the historical record, but it kind of reminds me of when you get people who are very serious about a certain kind of sci-fi lore and draw ships or areas or something like that that are very, very stringently connected to the thing, and you get one product, right? But then you get people who just have watched the first Star Wars trilogy and are like, I think these ships are cool, and they just throw everything together and you get a totally different kind of quality that people often berate and say oh, you didn't do enough work. But this feels like that, right? It's not historical, it's not to the specifications of what one would expect of those kinds of books, like the Macaulay books, but also on the other hand, it's very eye-catching. Yeah. So you can't deny that it's cool to see these two things mashed together.
So I'm obsessed with two things right now. While you're talking, I'm kind of thinking about the dilettantism and the things mashing together. First of all, I love this stone gazebo
It
This,
rules. It's so
this fucking
great.
gazebo. This
Why is it
castle
there?
has a
Who
fucking
knows?
gazebo.
Because they
And
just
like,
love being outside.
and like none of this really makes sense. Like this is a very like nonsensical, it's weird because on the one hand it's incredibly, geometric. There's so much structure. It's not like it's not like that kind of like 19 like the 1970s like weird southwestern organic shape design like architecture. I can't remember
Oh,
the
yeah, no,
style
I know
name.
what you're talking about.
But like
Yeah.
it's not that weird blobby like let's do like fungus shapes kind of design, or it's not.
Right. So
And
it's not that hexagonal sort of thing that
no,
also
it's
kind of
not
did that where they're
hexagonal.
like, yeah.
It's not the weird organic mushroom thing. It's not the like it's not the soft shapes of like arts and crafts. It's none of that.
No.
It's
Yeah.
just this weird like it's like building. It's like a Lego castle, where it's just like you took a bunch of different kits and put them together to build like your super castle.
Yes, yes, that's exactly it. Yeah, it has that kind of like childish kind of like power fantasy, but not in the pejorative sense. Like the feeling you get when you're just like creative outside of any sense of context.
But so this is something that is like really blowing my mind right now. So Trevor, okay, so here's like the big spiral of the main like cathedral, right?
Right. I
And
see
then
it.
over here there's this kind of building, like the corner with the archways at the bottom, and you follow that roof, where it, and then it breaks, right? And it's got this
Mhm.
jagged break that goes down, but it goes down into the archway of this other tower.
It does. Why does it do that?
Why does it do that? That's amazing. What the hell is going on here?
That's so strange. That is beyond explanation.
And then it's interesting too because like we're still building this up out of the rock of like this whatever weird mountain we're on, because like I don't even know what kind of structure we are supposed to be on here at this point, because like if we look out, we've got this like Azisla like
It's very Azisla. And honestly, like, yeah, that's it's a mix between Azisla and the volcano manor from Elden Ring. Like it has both of those elements just
Yeah.
like mashed together.
And so we've got these like petrified arch trees almost, these like weird stone pillars, and like it's really funny. One of my favorite things is I love how much anime fantasy and video game like anime and Japanese like video game fantasy loves these like forest of like skinny stone mesas.
Oh yeah.
Like we always get like the weird like stone pillar forest at some point where you get
Yeah.
you get the like the spiral staircase castle that floats, and then you get these like stone pillar forests. And we're at the top of like one of these just stone pillar forests right now. It even like has these like weird like tree growths at the top.
Well,
of
and
some
if
of
we
them.
were in the bottom of the stone pillar fortress, it would be a time for like if we were in Ninja Scroll for someone to run really fast between the trees and
Right.
like confuse us.
You can jump
Like
from
it's allowed to do both. It's allowed to be both like majestic and like visually confusing.
that. I did that jump. I remembered how to jump in Dark Souls.
That honestly is like a huge achievement.
It's such good. Like I love the vegetation on the top of these, because like if you just see the tops of them, it almost looks like just kind of like when you're like it's a combination. Like on the one hand, it is you expect these to be like kind of like those weird little like shrubby spruce trees that grow on the sides of like mountains in like China and Japan. Like if you've seen any kind of ink brush paintings of
Sure,
Like,
sure. No, I know exactly what you're
the
thinking.
ink brush
Yeah.
landscapes, you 100% know exactly what I'm talking about because they were really popular, especially in Chinese painting. But like, but also like you have kind of this quasi like Grecian, like the little rocky atolls that like dot the Mediterranean, that there's nothing there but like this one fucking cypress tree that's just kind of clinging to life amidst
And then
this.
the fact that they're all like very like, dappled with holes too. Like it almost looks like volcanic rock or something. Which
Yeah.
it really is. Like this whole area is very, like honestly, it's very unnerving because it's all so cobbled together.
It is. This is like, if this was like an Oblivion mod, it would be one of those mods where it would have like, half the people would be bitching about like, oh, it doesn't make any fucking sense, and then the other half would be like, there has never been a mod this genius before ever. And like
It does kind of explain why people. I mean, that's sort of what Dark Souls 2 does to people, like the kind of like strange rent in the community over whether it's good or not. Like, I mean, not that that's as much of like a hot topic, but
Jesus, my guy. Oh, son of a bitch.
oh no,
But I almost got him too. Wow.
that was, yeah. You almost one-shotted that guy, which, like, honestly, good on you, Derby.
This actually, it's giving me a lot of vibes from. Did you ever play Zelda 2?
Yes. Not as much as you did, I think. But yes,
No,
I never.
because
beat it.
I played the shit out of Zelda 2 because I was obsessed with how radically different that was from Zelda 1.
It's really different. Like it's
So different. It is a completely different genre of game.
Yeah, it may as well not be a Zelda game. Like, you may as well just call it like. You may as well not have it look like Link and call it like. Hero's Quest.
Yeah, no. I mean,
so
it's
wild,
as
yeah.
night and day as Mario 2, which was not a
Yes.
Mario game, like obviously.
Right? No, not at all. Right.
But Zelda 2, as far as I understand it, was a fucking Zelda game and was always.
Yeah, no, I don't
intended to be.
think there was anything involved. I don't think there's any sort of story there that it's like, oh, it was supposed to be like the Bard's Quest game or something. Like I think it like
Yeah.
honestly just is weird.
Yeah, it's just weird. I love that he couldn't hit me on the stairs. That was so cool.
He found his one weakness.
Yeah.
So why does it give you Zelda 2 vibes? I can come up with some hypotheses, but I don't.
I'm thinking of like, what, like just the colossal asshole knights you have to fight in the temples, but also it has like those vibes from the temples where like things were not really. Son of a.
Oh man.
He is fast.
Yeah.
He's fast, and he's got like all the stamina in the world.
He I mean, that's like a 3 or 4. He at least has 3 slashes there. It might be 4.
Because he goes 1, 2, 3, and then I think he has the spin after that.
Yeah, which is like not really a break.
Look.
Ooh. That's messed up.
Yeah, it's messed up, and he isn't going to come over to the stairs either. What an asshole. Son of a bitch.
It's a race.
So close.
It's a race.
That was so close.
It's all you can do at that point, though, is race him. It's like, okay,
Yep.
it's either gonna be me or you. Let's see.
I wonder what these other guys think. They must be like, "Oh, you coming through here again?" Yeah.
We're still not gonna attack you, but man, you doing okay?
Yeah. Come on up the stairs.
Yes. Yes.
Dark Souls, where the low ground is the high ground.
I have the low ground now.
I do love that about Dark Souls. There is never a reason to hold the high ground. It is never superior.
Nope. You're always gonna get. It's
Yeah.
like the low ground's great because you can just slash at the guy's ankles.
Yep. Come on, bitch, over here.
Wow, you got a lot of souls. My goodness.
But yeah. Well, these boys are juicy.
Yeah, they are.
You can come in or what? Come on.
Yes. I was gonna say only the mace guy is dumb enough, but apparently that is not the case.
Nope.
Ooh, yeah. What did he give you? A dragon charm? Go ahead and guess dragon charm. Oh, okay.
Yeah. We'll take a look at that stuff in a little bit once we.
Yeah, I don't think we have to rush.
Okay. So my health back in case I have to fight any assholes. So, yeah.
And you might.
I might have to.
You might.
Oh, and here's a door. Let's go inside.
I love these doors.
Yeah, and there's a door that leads to a stairwell that leads to another one of these nave kind of structures. I wonder what's on the other side of this door.
How many places have you been that have a door that opens directly to a stairwell?
Directly to a stairwell. Like,
yeah, the first thing you see is a stair. It's like it is not a common thing, I think, outside of townhomes.
I was going to say, the only time I've ever had that happen is like a townhome.
And everyone agrees townhomes are off-putting.
Yeah, like when the neighborhood I grew up in Richmond was called the Fan, and like a bunch of those like kind of antebellum war, like, you know, like the antebellum homes that like the row houses there, they had like maybe would open on the stairwell, but what everyone did was immediately when they buy one of those houses, they'd like completely demolish the front and knock the stairwell out. And make it a kind of an open plan entryway, and like, so it was rare to see a house that actually still had that.
They didn't want those Dark Souls vibes.
No, they didn't. They wanted to open into an expansive space just by going through the door. They didn't want to have the work. They didn't want to do the work. They wanted to come into their house and not feel small. They wanted to come into their houses and feel big.
Wow, that's just sacrilegious.
Yeah, and so this is great because we get stairwell we get door goes to stairwell.
Right.
And we come up to this stairwell, and I like that we bothered with this like landing. And then we open this door and we come out to this
to give you a little bit of a break before the next stairwell.
Yeah. And then we get this next stairwell, and this is the big grand stairwell that's flanked by these walls on the side even. To limit the space of the grandness of the stairwell.
Correct.
And it's funny. This is a stairwell we have seen very often in Dark Souls. Like,
oh yeah, I mean it's in Elden Ring. It's even in Sekiro.
Yeah.
I can imagine it when you first go into that sort of like city you have to get into to fight Owl. That's in Sekiro.
From Software loves this kind of stairwell, especially like leading up and then flanked with dudes. Even like even like Boletaria, like more or less opens on this kind of stairwell.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think honestly I get it. It's really cool, like especially the way that it opens up as you get up. That sort of like gradual opening into grandeur is really neat.
Mm-hmm. And again, like it's interesting because like we're flanked by these walls here. These don't serve any real purpose. There's not like a chest over here. There's no guys. It's just these two.
I mean, they're ornamental.
These two ornamental landings. This structure over here, where like it's just kind of like a brick ceiling that like you could walk on that if you could somehow jump over there, but we can't. We're chest high walls. We're stymied by in Dark Souls.
Yeah, there's no chance.
Fit together right here. There's this structure, this brick.
They sort of screwed up there.
Yeah, it's funny because I was thinking about this one kid that I went to. I was talking about this the other day. I went to this aftercare program, and like we had like this room that was like the block room where you could go play with blocks.
Right on.
Yeah, no, it was great, and they had kind of it was decent carpet. So when the blocks all fell, which they invariably did, they wouldn't make a lot of noise. But also it was firm enough that like you could set the blocks on it, and you didn't have to worry about stability. But it also helped keep vibrations down. So if you had some asshole like stomping on the floor, it wouldn't necessarily it would dampen that to some degree. You wouldn't necessarily knock your tower over.
Interesting.
But 100% of kids, like 99% of kids, would go to the block room, and their goal was to take all the blocks and build the most expansive structure they could.
Naturally.
You know,
Yeah, there's
either
very few kids who look at that and say, I wanna show some restraint.
they would build tall, and they would build wide, and they would build tall and wide. But there was this one kid, and all he did was take the blocks, and he would kind of, you know, when you like you in Tetris, when you're stacking the blocks together, and you're just like, okay, I'm gonna stack this one side of the wall, and then I'm gonna get like two
Yep.
of those straight pieces in a row, and I'm gonna take those straight pieces, and I'm gonna get like sick, you know, like a full bar on like the side. It's gonna give me the maximum clear. He would do that. He would like Tetris all of these blocks together and make this like, you know, just this geometric cairn out of little, you know, irregular size
wild.
blocks. And like, it was the weirdest thing. And like, everyone else was building just like, you know, wide and tall, and he was building for density. And it was just, it's always stuck with me, because I was like, no one does this. But
That's
like,
so
you
cool.
have chosen
what
to.
Yeah, what a kind of I don't know, like it's sort of like a unique mindset for that age, like to do something like that.
Mhm.
You're just seeing something no one else is.
But I'm looking at this one little block structure over here, and I'm like, yeah, that's him. Like, everyone else was building this shit, and he was just building that piece right there.
He grew up to be the main architect of Dark Souls games.
But so this stairwell is really cool, and I love that we've put effort into. This is the thing, you know, Dark Souls has put effort into so much of the wear and tear, but also like the construction of this, like this railing. This railing has, you know, it's got these like kind of long like chisel mark, you know, like these engravings that, you know, have decorated it to a degree. It's like a trapezoid shape to begin with. Like, it's not.
It's so cool.
It's not, you know, a perfect rectangle. It's vaguely trapezoidal.
Everything's ornamental to a degree, which is like something that I would have never ever thought about unless we were talking about it. That like
Right.
one of the things that feels so real about Dark Souls is everything feels like it has been done for like an aesthetic purpose, and not like, oh, you know, the aesthetics of Dark Souls, although that is interesting, but like the aesthetics of the people who built the place in the first place.
Right. Even these bricks, look at their edges are scalloped. You know, like they have, you know, they're not the perfectly just kind of basic bricks. They're not, you know, irregular in like an organic sense. These have been perfectly chiseled to provide this effect. So like, you know, this is clearly a building where architecture and style and aesthetics were important to these people, or are important to these people. Like this rough column on this smooth marble brick stone with these like little, you know, recessed places. But then also, none of this makes sense. Like this hallway, you know, this gap between these buildings, between this structure that comes out here out of nowhere, the one wall that, like, you know, was broken and like went into the other tower, and then we have like this particular weird spire thing.
That makes the least sense of all.
Right? And there's like,
It's like
there's a
radio
couple,
tower.
Yeah, and there's a couple over there, but like that's the only, like, where else do they exist here? They don't.
So weird.
It's such a weird thing. And like we've kind of seen, like we've seen some of this, like, you know, this style of this, like, you know, this tower, this like mini tower right here with these little alcoves. You know, we saw that at the Iron Keep, but not like, you know, the Iron Keep, of course, like had its own take on it. We have
Right, and this feels less heavy than the Iron Keep in
right?
a lot of
It's
ways.
much later.
Like, yeah.
Well, and of course that makes sense because this is the dragon shine. Dragons fly. They're, you know, look at these. These are acrobatic dragons. We have not seen dragons that do be this acrobatic in Dark Souls.
And we
you know,
never do again, really. I mean, this is
No.
like...
We get the big guys who swoop down and breathe fire, but that's really it. Then they go take a nap. These guys are just constantly in flight, constantly in motion. They're much lither than the other dragons we've seen, and like they're just out here just like doing the dog fighting maneuvers all day long.
It's so cool. They never get tired. They're just loving it.
Yeah. Here's the stained glass window that goes onto nothing. There's no, the light is
No
not going
sun
to reach
ever
that.
reaches it. Yeah, exactly. The worst positioned stained glass window I've ever seen in my life.
And it's funny because like I definitely have like I've had apartments that had like fancy windows where it was the original house on like that block, and no one ever anticipated that anyone would build a house next to it. But
right.
Does this tower predate this structure that we're walking on now, or what?
And why would that have been built if you had the tower? Why would you build the stairs there?
Yeah, why would you do that?
Is it because there's no? Is it because you're sort of dealing with the like a real estate of space because you're on a giant rock in the sky? Maybe, but I just don't know why you'd build the staircase then. It defies any sort of logic.
And if you're gonna do that, like, why are you bothering with so much decoration? Like we're not
dragon statue.
Yeah, like we've got the dragon statue, but like. And like this isn't like oh god, what's the castle in Berlin that's just super rococo.
Yeah, that I know which one you mean. The one where everyone's like,
is that? I can't remember.
Oh, it's that one that like basically was built later than most people would guess.
But it's just like the whole fucking thing. It's like it's like a it's like a.
Is it Neuschwanstein?
No, not Neuschwanstein. That's the one that Ludwig built, and like what Disney.
Oh, that's what I was thinking of.
Disney based it. That one is that. Yeah, that one's a goofy, ridiculous fairy tale castle. But like, Rococo is just if you're not familiar, it is a very overly indulgent decorative style. It's funny because it's permanently stuck in my head with it's on Inside the Actors Studio. I think it was Inside the Actors Studio. John Malkovich was talking about being a kid and growing up and how there was a decorative egg contest in school and he lost. And he went home and he told his dad, and his dad was just like, well, why'd you lose? And he's like, oh, this is Cindy Lou Who at school, and she had like her egg had like rococo and stuff, and his dad just kind of looked at him and he's like, well, then here's $20. You go downtown, you buy yourself some goddamn rococo.
I love that. I love dads that don't know but are still good.
Like I was like, good supportive dad. Like right there.
That rocks. That's really cool.
But so we're not like rococo decorative, but we are definitely like like we've got some high Gothic going on. We have decorative. This is not a purely functionary castle. There is aesthetics at play here. We've got stained glass windows over there, for fuck's sake.
This is the home of someone who just says, "I love the Middle Ages."
Yeah,
this and has also, no idea what they mean.
I was thinking about it, like we kind of like this is like tentatively a Romanesque kind of tower over here, but we've got these like these big stained glass windows in it. You should go up the stairwell.
I guess people are yelling at us at this point,
right?
But it's fun. How are we not going to look at this place?
Oh, and all these dudes, they're all bowing to us.
They all like us.
But then there's this asshole up here who's got these two fucking swords, and he looks
I can't imagine he's going to like. Well, no, okay.
No, is he going to be chill? Are you going to be chill, guy? He's going to be chill.
Wow.
Okay, wow.
They like us. They really like us.
No, he's not chill.
Ah! He tricked us.
Oh, shit. Son of a bitch.
Wow, good thing all those other ones were chill.
Yeah, wow. He's not chill, but he's got cool swords.
I love his, and like that tail on his armor is really cool looking.
Yeah, no, their dragon armor is cooler than Ornstein's, I gotta say.
Oh, 100%.
But
Absolutely.
These guys have embraced the dragon. Ornstein did not embrace the dragon because
he was very he didn't know what he wanted.
He wanted Smo.
Oh.
Yeah, let's be real here. They were like the Roman legions, or not the Greek legions that were like the gay lovers because they fought better together. gonna die to this asshole again. Nope. Wow.
Oh, that was like one of those samurai movies where
Right?
where they slash past each other. That was so
Yeah.
cool.
That was really funny. That was exactly what
rocks.
happened there. It's like the opening to Ninja Gaiden. That I thought was like the coolest fucking thing when I... Son of a bitch.
Oh no, he figured you out.
He did. I was too close up to him. God damn.
That beginning of Ninja Gaiden is really cool.
It's so
Like
good.
the old Master System one, or the Xbox one.
I was thinking the Nintendo one.
Oh yeah, okay. I mean, no, I'm thinking of Shinobi. Shinobi
You're
was on the
thinking
Master
Shinobi.
System. Yeah, I'm thinking of the right intro. I'm thinking of the wrong Ninja game.
Yeah. No, like
Yeah, no,
like the opening for Ninja Gaiden that's just like its own like fucking like just fucking samurai movie. It's just like hell yeah. It's just like this is great.
Well, he tried.
He did. Boo, lost my 30,000 souls.
Well,
That's okay.
we'll get it back.
Yeah. I was like, oh, my 30,000 souls. It's like, what's 1 point?
Yeah, it's really not a lot. That's a good point. We've gotten to the point where 30,000 souls does not matter nearly as much as one might expect.
It's true.
It's a sad moment indeed.
It's interesting how high up the kind of the rock goes as a feature, and then also like this edging here that's in a completely different stone.
They ran out.
Like part of me wonders, it's like, did they actually just like forget like which texture they were supposed to do for that one?
the devs, or do you wonder if the people who were making the castle forgot, which is also a very funny option.
I mean, both are pretty good. I like these guys because they're like the old ironclad guys that you meet, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
They have something else going on, like
yeah.
that. Oh no. I wonder how big they are under that armor. It does make me wonder.
Mm-hmm. No, I do like, I grew up on anime of the 80s and 90s, like I was born in 1983. Anime kind of was, anime was kind of pervasive in my world, but like, it was filtered originally through like the Carl Maseks of the world, who gave us Gigantor versus Tetsujin 28 Go, and like Robotech instead of Macross. But like the fantasy tropes that I grew up with, like they were like informed by like even like Berserk,
Right.
but like the big fucking knight that's just big. And it's like he's still like just a guy. Like it's just like he's a knight, He's not like he's not superhuman. He's not like a monster, in the sense that he's like like a giant orc or anything like that. No, he's just a dude who happens to be really big and happens to be in a suit of armor that's also huge. And it's just like that is it's like one of those like just genre conventions that like it's just stuck with me.
You never really question.
No, you never question it. And also, it's just cool. It's just like, no, this is just cool. Fuck you if you don't think so. You're wrong.
It rocks. No, I mean,
like,
it's great.
Yeah. Jesus.
Ooh. What?
Yeah, I don't know.
At least he staggers.
Does he really though?
Not really.
Son of a bitch.
Oh.
I didn't think he was gonna be that
Jeez.
quick walking, because he just like
He's-
RP walks.
Yeah, he's fast and he doesn't take damage.
No,
God.
yeah, like, this guy sucks.
Yeah, he's really hard.
It was funny too, because like my brain, like remembering this place, was like, yeah, there's really not combat here, because the knights don't attack you, blah 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 blah. Of course, I forgot like these ironclad dudes. Like there's just like the one fight you have to do, and he's like, you know, just a normal knight, like it's not a big deal. Of course, like,
Turns out like some of the hardest battles are here. Yeah.
what if I can just run up through? Oh, is he? Oh, now they're all mad.
No, better run fast. Oh, they wanted to see you attack him. They wanted to see a duel.
Yeah. What if I? What happens if I do just like don't fuck? Son of a bitch. Nope.
That door.
A door.
They have a door there just to make you not be able to do it.
They do.
That's so
yeah,
rude.
That's 100% why.
It's so
God,
rude.
Their dragon armor is so good.
It really is. It's great. I mean, I can't even be that mad at them.
No, I can't. I can't be mad at these guys. You know, they just respect their home, and like that's all. That's it. That's what they're doing. Buddy.
That one's ridiculous.
Yeah, that one's bullshit.
You should not be able to wield magic like that if you're that big.
No, yeah.
You're a strong guy, and that's it.
Like, that is the one thing that I do, like, I miss from anime now, is that we don't get like the dudes that are just big. Like I think about like you know, like one of the first animes I ever like that was like an actual like anime and not just like Voltron, you know.
Right, sure.
Like you know, and this is like, we're thinking about like, you know, something that you got from Suncoast or had to rent from the Japanimation section of Blockbuster, but like like so they're like Lodos is definitely like one of those like formative like fantasy
Sure.
like, I mean, honestly, it's funny because like that's probably one of the formative fantasy works for me, which is, you know, is itself a incredibly derivative fantasy work, because it's just someone else's Dungeons and Dragons, like literally their Dragonlance campaign that has been animated. Yes, yeah, kids. The original Let's Play was a fucking anime, or not Let's
Yeah.
Play, actual play.
I mean, listen, it's much better than the stuff we get now. Except actually, Friends at the Table's good. So.
No, like, it's really funny because like I frequently joke about when are we getting the gang back together that did Record of a Lodos War, and why aren't they doing the Friends at the Table anime?
It's a good question.
Because like that's you know,
Get them on the horn.
I win Powerball. That's literally what's happening. I don't like. It's like everyone will be like, "Dia, that's really self-indulgent, and you know you should be doing, you know, like anything else." I'd be like, "No, I am hiring the team that did the original Record of Lodos War. I am putting them in a room with Austin and Allie and Jack and Janine and Keith and Sylvie, and I'm like, look, you're making fucking Hiron anime."
I mean, listen, is there going to be something that you can do that will really help
Here's
more
$500
people with
billion.
with the paltry? Okay, $500 billion is a lot of money. I gotta say.
500 million, not 500 billion.
Oh, I thought you said billion. I was like, okay, listen, that's.
I guess
you have that much money, you
I
should
guess
probably
in the end,
spend
like,
it elsewhere.
if you figure it's like the billion high, if you take the lump sum, and I like obviously take the lump sum. Don't ever rely on the state to pay you over time.
No, they won't do it.
Like, it's really funny because everyone's like, oh, financially, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, no, don't ever rely on the fucking state to pay you over time. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, that's. If anyone suggests that, they are not a serious thinker as far as what you should do with your money.
No, and it's really funny too, because that's what all the all the economists will tell you. No, take the lump sum, blah blah blah, or take the overtime payments because blah blah blah. And it's like, no, you're in charge. You're the one who like advises Biden on like how like you're in charge of like the Fed. Are you fucking kidding me? You don't know those basic ass shit? Jesus, that did like nothing. Son of a bitch.
Okay, well that hit actually hurt him at least though.
Yeah, it
The
did.
second one, you might want to. I mean, you could run past him, but also that's admitting defeat, which feels
That's true.
wrong.
Also, I feel like he just has to die at this point.
Oh yeah, no, I mean he's a.
I mean, like eventually these guys won't be here, so we'll just run up and just kill him.
Oh yeah, I forgot it's Dark Souls 2, of course.
Yeah. I don't know how many. Like, I mean, it's usually like it's like 11 runs. It's actually like. Go down. That's right. Be still, Cody.
Well. But then you can also. You can also
really-
then.
Oh, go ahead. I was gonna say.
Yeah, say it.
I don't really like Wes Anderson movies, but I really like just the one scene from Low Life Aquatic where Jeff Goldblum hits the dog with the newspaper and says, "Be still, Cody."
I think Wes Anderson movies are basically meant to have like one line like that in every movie that, everyone kind of has to admit whether you like the film or not that it's pretty like that. Like, okay, I dig that.
Mm-hmm.
Or like one film in his oeuvre, one line in his oeuvre, excuse me, where you're just like, yeah, okay, you got it that time.
No, it's like it's like it's really funny because like I can't like I hate Gwyneth Paltrow, but the scene in the fucking family movie
Royal Tenenbaums.
Royal Tenenbaums, where she's smoking in the bathtub with the television, and Angelica Houston is like, this is not safe, and she's like, I've got the chain. I'm just like, yeah, no, this I understand this bitch, and I'm mad that I understand this bitch, but whatever.
It's always so frustrating with Gwyneth Paltrow because I think she's like not a bad actor. So like you're just
No.
like,
But she's a terrible person. It's really difficult.
yeah, you're the person who's not a bad actor. The person who does goop has to be like okay at acting. Like this sucks.
But like it's funny because like she's one of those people where she's not a it's like she's a terrible person, but she's also not like she's not like a she's not like a sexual predator. And
Right,
like,
she's not peak evil. Yeah.
And like we live in a world where like it's just like, well, there's so many fucking Woody Allens and like Harvey Weinsteins and
Yeah.
like Kevin Spacey's, and it's just like like on the one hand I want there to be space for it's okay to just genuinely think Paltrow is absolutely terrible.
Yeah, on the other hand, you're absolutely right. Like all those other people are way worse.
Fuck
Whoa.
you. Yeah.
Good restraint. Incredible restraint. Unbelievable.
There we go. Now you bow. You fucking bow. All of you bow.
Bow. Be good. Yeah. Be respectful. You're witnessing a master at work.
Are you fucking kidding me?
There another. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, see, but I think after beating that guy, you probably have these guys easy. Won't be a problem.
Oh, I can't actually target him. Okay, he doesn't care. Or maybe he does. Whatever, we're gonna go through here. Hey, buddy.
Whoa. Yes.
So
Look at that
look
dragon.
At this beautiful
oh my
dragon.
God.
Like, this is such a good dragon.
I'm kind of blown away. I haven't seen this dragon in a long
And
time.
I love that like the skybox is very unadorned. Like this is it's literally just a skybox. It's just a cloud and a little bit of like some sky and then a light, the sunset on the horizon. And we get like one other drake just kind of making loops just to give it some depth.
It reminds me a lot, like speaking of like Legend of Zelda 2, It reminds me a lot of like the areas you get to in the end of those early Nintendo games, at the end of a dungeon where there's something big that you're supposed to like encounter, either, friend or foe, and it is just that thing in the room.
I was gonna say it's got the big and again, like this is another, this is like a super like kind of like a Lodos era anime trope of what are you can animate one thing in this room, it's gonna be the big dragon. Like, we have space to have the dragon, and like, the budget to have the dragon, and the dragon can look really cool, but like it's gonna be set on like there's the dragon like in the first episode of Record of Lodoss War, and like if you're watching this, you really just go and watch at least the first 3 episodes of Record of Lodoss War. Watch just the
They're
first
very good.
episode. Like
I
Lodoss
should
War is
rewatch
great,
those.
but like just go watch the first episode. It's wonderful, and so much of it, so much comes out of that. But like, they have the big dragon in the cavern, and like they don't really draw the cavern, they don't really paint the backdrop for the cavern. It's just kind of like, some blue and black paint, kind of palette knife together to give the impression of rock walls. And there's some
Of course, because there's a dragon there to draw.
Because
like,
we have to draw the fucking dragon. We have to animate this huge dragon, and the dragon needs to be really cool. And so the dragon is really, really cool. But this dragon is really cool.
Oh yeah.
And so we're just gonna walk up to this dragon.
Think it'll talk to us?
Yeah,
Yeah, it
will.
I love the stuff hanging off of its wings.
Yeah, like there's like this weird like kind of Spanish moss kind of approach to it, but like it gets such as part of the dragon.
Well, yeah, because his arms and feet seem hairy.
Yeah, he's got like these like, these kind of like root-like hair to him. It has this impression of like moss, like, Spanish moss and vines, which, wild growth, chaos, blah, 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 blah. Let's talk to this dragon.
Let's do it.
The murk shifts and stirs.
Oh.
Yet another stands before us.
The voice they gave to this is very cool.
Then so be it. For the curse of life is the curse of want. And so you peer. Into the fog in hope of answers.
Good distillation of Dark Souls in general.
Right? And we get the Ashen Mist Heart from him.
Which is a key of some sort.
And that's it. That's all we get. Yeah, we get a key called the Ashen Mist Heart, and then nothing else.
He doesn't have anything else to say to us.
So now here's the thing. You can pick a fight with this dragon. You can choose to fight this dragon. I am not going to choose to fight this dragon because Derby would not fight this dragon, because Derby, as we have established, is already basically very understanding of the dragons. And if maybe not necessarily still aligned with dragons, has a very healthy respect for the dragons.
That's right.
And this is a dragon that, for as far as Derby understands it, is, it's an alive dragon that is not the dragon that she might have known at the root of the Great Hollow.
Yeah, I mean, and this is a not just an alive dragon, but an alive elder dragon. Like, you see all the drakes and stuff. This is a dragon. Like, this dragon's been around a long time.
This is a big ass dragon.
This is the real thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's take a look at this Ashen Mist Heart that he gave us, because this is interesting. It was a key, right? So it'll be under keys.
It sure was.
Ashen Mist Heart. Delve into the memories of the withered. Manifestation of ashen mist received from the ancient dragon. The magic of the ancient dragon allows one to delve into the memories of the withered. So this is something.
What's withered in this game?
Yeah, what's withered in this game is actually those weird giant statues that we keep seeing throughout like kind
They
of
are very
early parts of
withered.
the Drang Wake, and they're withered. They're almost like kind of these like tree trunks that have just like died. You know, it's like when you see like when like the telephone company or like the city comes through and chops down trees and like to spare power lines, and it's just like all they do is just like literally chop the chops off the tree, and then the tree dies, and it's all depressing and terrible.
That is depressing.
I remember
It's a very, very depressing thing to think
I remember
about.
my stepfather let the city come through, like one of our old, not my stepfather, he was like my mom's boyfriend, really. We had this one nice house, and they had these beautiful trees in the backyard, and the city was like, oh, we want to run power lines, and he was like, oh yeah, you can come through and just chop all the trees down, and I wrote signs about like the tree killers. Because I was like, this is absurd. You can run the line 10 feet in the other direction and it would be fine. You don't have to chop down these trees. Like, I'm like, you already have this property. You're choosing to do it 10 feet closer for some stupid reason.
And like those trees, like to be someone who cares about those trees too, and then have that happen, just like it's so galling.
I was pissed. So, but they just came through and they just chopped the tops off of the trees anyway. And I was just like, this is stupid. You know, it looks like this now, only without vegetation on the top. It was just
Maybe that's what happened here.
And dead. Yeah, it's weird. It's like, you know, these anime tropes, man. God bless them. They're cool as shit.
They're good. Anyone who critiques Miyazaki from pulling a lot from Berserk is listen, have you considered that it's extremely cool?
Like, I think the only thing that, like, you know, like that Miyazaki has failed in far as pulling from Berserk is we don't nearly have enough fairy bullshit.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, we need way more fairy bullshit. But you know, Final Fantasy XIV did deliver that.
Oh, there's so much fairy bullshit in that game.
There's so much fairy bullshit, and I
love it.
I do respect that.
I love how scared everyone is of fairies. It's very good.
Yeah, no, we really, especially with Endwalker Shadowbringers.
Yeah, Shadowbringers has a ton of people who are like, oh, I don't go to where the fairies are.
Primo
they
fairy
terrify
content.
Me. Yeah. Oh, no. The fairy in Shadowbringers is one of my favorite characters in the game. Feaul. Absolutely big fan of that character.
Yeah, no, it was. So
it's a good mix of extremely kind and extremely threatening.
So yeah, so Derby, healthy respect for the Dragon Knights and the ancient dragon. Now there is something that like we'd be remiss if we didn't go into it deeper. Is that actually isn't a dragon?
What?
Yeah.
What is it, Dia?
It's actually because you'll remember the way we got here is going through fuck, I almost said Seath the Scaleless. not Seath the Scaleless. It's through Aldea's keep, right?
Right.
And Aldea, as we know, is very much a weirdo who does. He's a weirdo like Mangala figure who is making all of these horrible, you know, constructs and like, you know, transforming people in the same way Seath does. Seath was doing experiments. Remember, Seath had all the maidens that he was turning into like weird squid-headed fish women, you know, and like that were like, you know, singing like doing these like these plaintive singing, and then also being like, you know, completely miserable and like basically begging us to kill them. But if we do fight the dragon, and the dragon is like the hardest fight in Dark Souls.
Yeah, no, the dragon seems like someone you should not be fighting.
The dragon, like, you can do it. You really have to, like, basically the way to do it and make it like less painful is to spec deep into faith and become like, you know, and like really just kit yourself out as a dragon killer, and just like, you know, you get the lightning bolts, the big boy lightning bolts, and just like, you know, basically going full Gwyn on the ancient dragon. But the ancient dragon has the soul of a giant. It doesn't have a soul of a dragon. Yeah.
That's very interesting.
So there's some other things that I think allude to the fact that ultimately that dragon is not an ancient dragon. That dragon is a construct that Aldia tried to make a dragon. And that is
out
the
of
result.
a giant.
Out of the soul of a giant, and God knows what else.
It adds some interesting credibility to like the fact that the dragon is like, we'll go check out what happens in the memories of the withered.
Yeah, and it is interesting because like, yeah, he gives us the ashen heart, and he like kind of like tells us like this weird cryptic shit, and it's just like, okay, you know, the dragon just like spontaneously bids us to go learn about the past.
The dragon is a history teacher.
The dragon is a history teacher. And I think next time we will do the histories. We will find
one of my favorite parts of this game, honestly.
It's so good. I'm so excited to do this. I'm so excited to talk about it with you. That's it. Next time we will go through the histories of the giants in Drang Lake.
Super excited.
And I think that is one of the coolest things about it is, like, you know, other games we would go back into the histories of the giants, right? We would see the giants. They would make us like see the place where the giants came from, right? Like we would see the giants' homeworld, and we'd have some like sappy thing where a giant would be, you know, like having breakfast, and we'd have to like play as the giant has breakfast and goes to work and does his job and comes home, and then like, you know, Hiroshima happens.
Right.
Because
sure.
that is how video games work now. But Dark Souls, no. Dark Souls gives us the presence of the giants in their condition during the war in Drang Lake, which is really fascinating. And
yeah,
we're going to do that next time. But until then, Trevor, where can the people find you? What have you been up to? Let them know where else they can listen to your stuff.
So people can find me at No Cartridge. That's my podcast. I'm retooling a little bit there, as always, kind of always thinking about the next thing to do, but something, you know, I think good stuff coming there. Well, when this comes out, it'll be today. So if you check on over, go check out the podcast after you're done watching. Some stuff may be up, or it'll be up later in the day on Friday. And I'm at Hagelbon on Twitter, HEGELBON.
Yeah, go check out, go follow Trevor, because they've been doing a lot of depressing tweets about Philly sports, because it's a rough time to be a Philly sports fan.
Yeah, it's very funny that it's a rough time to be a Philly sports fan, given that the Eagles are 1-0 and the Phillies will make the playoffs. But
right?
It makes it even worse in a way.
If
you want to know why that's bad, you should follow me, and I'll tell you all about it.
Trevor will tell you all about the Philly sports. I will just give you a cursory "Go Birds."
I mean, yeah, well, of course. That's
because,
as you well should.
That's because I can't bring myself to be invested in baseball. But the sports where the men hit one another, I will be there.
I mean, I get it. And you're right to do so.
I'm sorry, just like, the sports where men hit each other and like versus the sport that's like the spirit of America. Oh, please fuck off. Also, my mom blew the owner of one of the co-owners of Phillies, so I can't even.
Ew.
Right?
Oh, and also gross.
Right?
Bleh. Yeah,
He wanted my mom to go
I'm
to
right there with you.
He wanted my mom to go to Amherst with him, and she was like, "Fuck you, I'm going to Drexel."
Okay.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah. True stories of mainline Philadelphia from the 70s.
Ew. Ugh, awful.
Remind me to tell you the incredible stories I have about John Middleton after this Let's Play, Trev, because
I'm excited.
They're not
very
for the
excited,
public,
Slark.
but
They do sound good.
They're good. They're really fucking good. And everyone else just gets to like be like, whoa, what stories about John Middleton does DM?
What could they be?
What could they be? Do they involve arson? Maybe.
Oh God.
Yeah, right?
Very cool.
Until then, you can find me, here on this YouTube channel that you found this video on. You could probably also find me on Patreon. You can find me on Twitter. It's all at Dialacina, baby, because I just keep it basic and simple for everything. And we'll be back next week, and I'll be back later with another video. I'm trying to be less depressed. It's hard because my father died.
Yeah, no, I mean you have a good excuse for that. I don't think anyone could gainsay you for that.
Yeah. I'd love to be making more videos, but also I have major depression before my father died, and then my father died. And like I'm trying to write an essay about that for Pace, which will be up eventually, but
turns out writing an essay on it probably also depressing.
Right? It's really fucking hard. But also I need to write it because I've been trying to like, the review for not Shadowbringers, Soul Hackers.
Walker? Oh, Soul Hackers. Yeah.
Soul Hackers. That should have been really easy, and it was really difficult because it turns out when your father dies, it fucks you up, and that affects you in multiple ways.
And one of those ways is not being able to write the way you want.
Yeah, it's not being able to write at all. Rip if you thought I was going to get out that Fire Emblem piece that I was in the middle of writing when my father just literally died. Because that's never going to happen.
The world has enough Fire Emblem pieces. It could have used yours, but other than yours, I think it's fine.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be okay with that. But yeah, so we'll be back. Keep your eye on the Patreon. That will always subscribe to the YouTube channel. Then you'll always get notifications about when stuff happens. Or like when I accidentally post videos to to my YouTube channel that I mean to do as like unlisted, but I accidentally post as public. Of me like being real sick with like my Arc Warlock in Destiny 2 or something.
The many foibles of DLC are yours, and it's actually free. You could just pop on there. It costs you nothing except
like that's the thing. The YouTube
click.
channel is free, baby. You don't even have to subscribe to the Patreon.
I mean, why wouldn't you at that point?
But you could. For just $1 a month, you could feel good about the fact that you occasionally get to know when I post something really just I didn't mean to on YouTube. It's happened more than once.
They don't make it easy for you. It does. It is easy to fail.
It is easy to fail. Let's just leave it there. That's there. It is easy to fail.
No, that's it.
All right. Remember, everyone, you have friends in Majula, and it's easy to fail.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Oh, what a good episode.
That was great. So your mom blew John Middleton?
Oh, my mom has blown John Middleton multiple times.
Gross. Maybe one of the grosser people to blow in Philly's history. But that's, I mean... hell.
you.